Hi, this is Patrick Hunt here on the 26th of March in sunny Wicklow. Another beautiful day here. And this morning what I'm going to be doing is potting on some tomato seedlings into larger containers for growing on before planting out into the polytunnel. So just to explain how I started out, back in early February I would have sown tomato seedlings into 9cm pot like that, using a mixture of 2 parts compost, 1 part grit, 1 part sand. So they were then put onto the windowsill indoors inside a propagator, a heated propagator, and once as they had come up and they were large enough to handle, they were then pricked out and moved into their own individual modules. And now they're looking okay, but they're starting to get sort of tall and gangly, because what happens is at this time of year, when the light levels are still fairly low, the heat from the house drives the seedlings to become taller and taller and leggier, and eventually if they get too tall and too leggy, they sort of run the risk of keeling over and collapsing. So what you can do is, before they do that, you can then repot them on into bigger pots. So now this will move up into a pot like that, and the stem, which is now this bit here, tall and leggy, that will actually be buried much deeper. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the cotyledons, which are the 2 lower leaves, so that I can actually bury it even deeper still. So I'll just do that now to show you. I'll take one of the tallest ones, for example. This one here is quite tall and gangly, and you can see they're sort of starting to tilt a little bit based on how they were in the windowsill. They're leaning towards the light, phototropism. So what we'll do first is we'll take it out and have a look at it. Like that. Actually, before I do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the cotyledons. So just with a secateurs, if you go in and you cut off those cotyledons like that, as close to the stem as you can, that will just allow you to bury them a little bit deeper in their new container. So I'll just take this one out, run my finger in like that, put that to one side for a minute. So what you want to do then is just check the size of the pot. So you want to get it so that it's buried right up to there. So what I'll probably end up doing is put this directly in like that, all the way to the bottom, and then just gently center the plant, and then using a potting on compost, a general purpose compost, peat free, organic if you can get it. There's all sorts of different types you can use for it. Living green is really good, except it has peat in it, but it is really good for producing root systems, and it's certified organic. This one is a different one. So burying that much deeper than before, having removed the seed leaves, and you can see that's just about right. Now I'll press it down slightly, because there's a lot of air in the compost when it goes in at first. I might just tap it up a little bit more, just crumbling the compost with my hands like that to remove any larger lumps. Just give it a little bit, trying not to put any on the leaves if possible. Okay, and once you're at that stage, then I'm happy with that. Much sturdier plant. The stem, which is where my fingers are now, will become a root system, and it'll root really well into that 9cm pot. Now before I finish, what I'll do is I'll give it a little bit of water. You could, if you like, stand it in a watering tray. Sometimes I don't do that. I just come along and give it plenty of water, not directly on the leaves. Tomato plants, you try to keep the leaves dry if possible, and that would be the same with other plants such as peppers. They don't particularly like wet leaves. So once that's had a thorough watering, that will now go back indoors onto the kitchen windowsill, and the best place to put that would be on a windowsill, on an unheated windowsill, so somewhere where there isn't a radiator underneath. I find that in the house, if you have options between a radiator, windowsill or a none, you're better off with the none for a plant that's up, because what you're encouraging then is too much heat from underneath, and again it'll start getting tall and leggy. So somewhere that's as bright as possible but without that radiator is ideal for this. It doesn't need a cover over the top of it or anything like that. And then that will grow on happily in the 9cm pot until about the middle of May. and then that will be planted out then into the polytunnel 2nd or 3rd week in May when the garlic come out. That's how you do tomato potting on. Thank you very much.